What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now. So apparently, this young lady here, as you can clearly see the title of the broadcast, apparently this young lady here has gotten herself in a kerfuffle. A kerfuffle. Yeah, let's just use kerfuffle. So apparently, she's been dealing with some dude that was of course married already, and some story came up, some mystical story about, well, they were planning on getting a divorce and things like that, but the divorce just quite didn't, it just didn't quite turn on over to the paperwork. So we're going to go here now and we're going to see what's going on, because obviously she's pregnant by this man. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
I'm 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and my child's father, all within a day of finding out that I was pregnant, that I may have an ectopic pregnancy, going to the emergency rooms, spending hours and hours and hours getting poked and prodded to find out that my baby's okay and in my uterus where it should be, and my hormone levels are where they should be. So, and within a day of finding all that out, the father of my child said he doesn't want this. He doesn't think this is a good idea, and he wants me to not keep the baby. Let me be very clear that my child's father was very aware of what was going on. This wasn't like nobody was trapped. He repeated over and over and over again how bad he wanted us to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to have a baby, how bad he wanted me to get pregnant. And that
Okay, now my question is if these are the cases, you're in the heat of the moment or passion, whatever, and are you sitting down talking, whatever it is, and this man is asking you to have his child, why aren't you asking him for a marriage?
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Where's that at? I think that would be an even exchange. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, baby, I want you to have my baby. I want you to have my baby. The one you come up, what I'm saying? Well, where the ring at, nigga? Where the ring? I mean, let's just be honest with this. And to heat of the moment or not, where's the exchange for the kids, or the exchange for the marriage for the kids? But where's the exchange?
And then I get pregnant, and he's like, no. And today he told me, well, listen, you have to get rid of the baby because I'm married. When we got together, thought we were getting divorced. I had requested a divorce. Things was done, I thought, but that didn't happen. And now I'm trying to work my marriage out. So you cannot have my baby.
So obviously, both of them changed their mind, him and his wife. I guess they changed their minds, whatever was going on. They decided to, work things out and, move forward. But see, this is the problem right here. He been fucking off the whole time that this alleged mini divorce situation been going on. And he's been out here unprotected.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Right. So you didn't got down with this chick here, you know what I'm saying, the little rebound chick, basically, and got her hemmed up and sweet nothings in her ear. Allegedly, we're going by what she's saying now. We're only going by what she's saying. She's saying that he wants the baby with her and all this other type of stuff. Now, at the same time, though, too, she had to know that he was still married. Period. I think that's the reason why there was no need to ask for the marriage, because he's still married. It's impossible to be married to two women in the United States of America. So, it just is what it is at this point. But she is the one that, and another thing, too, I just got to ask this question here. What happened to women being on birth control? What happened to the pill? What is going on with women nowadays? Like, they don't take no birth control at all anymore. They don't, the pills, nothing, like, while they're out here just, single, and man.
So now here we are. And I'm trying to keep my stress levels down because one of the reasons they thought it was, or wanted to rule out it being ectopic pregnancy, was because I'm was bleeding and still having a little bleeding issues. You know, I'm trying to stay calm, keep the stress down so I don't harm my baby, but I'm just struggling because I'm trying to figure out why I needed this. Why I needed to be trying to ask God, like, why I needed to be bent and broken and snapped in this way. I was minding my business, y'all. That man was persistent to even get a chance with me. And we were damn near living together. And then to say, you're... And
now, I don't understand how women don't know that men aren't married when they're married. Like, okay, she said they were damn near living together. You know, he was kicking it over there pretty often, seems like. But as nosy as women are, and we all know women are nosy, I just can't see how she didn't know that he was married. Like, I just can't. No, women are too nosy for that. Women are too nosy for that. They, no. And then you talking about almost living together, like talking about, nah, I'm sorry. I highly think that she knew. I really think that she knew, but you know what I'm saying? She was trying to sweep it under the rug. No, she had to know.
my poor baby. Poor baby. I didn't want this life for my baby. And you know what? I'm 41. I don't have any children. This is my first child. I didn't ever even think I wanted any.
Okay, so that's the reason why she was going through all that stuff and had to go to the doctor like that. At 41, to have your first child at 41, that's a lot of stress on a female's body. I don't care what day and age we live in, medical, the medicine's great and all that bullshit. At 41 years old, if you haven't had at least 2 or 3 kids before you turn 41, and then you have a kid at 41 and you haven't had any children previously, that's a huge amount of stress on a woman's body. The doctors even tell her that. That's the reason why she had to go to the doctors and get poked and pried and make sure that the baby was in the uterus properly. A young, healthy woman, they not doing all that to make sure that the baby's in the uterus properly because it's there. Listen, look, man, this is crazy.
I certainly wasn't trying to but now it's here. Just married the whole time. Intentionally got me pregnant, and once I got pregnant, told me I don't want nothing to do with this.
I don't know, baby. I think you knew that he was married the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they was probably been trying to get a divorce and stuff like that. How would you know all that information if you didn't know he was married? Like,
And what the French toast is there to think about?
I'm just saying. Like, it is what it is, man. Listen, look, man, y'all got to start, at the same time, though, too, I do blame him as well. He needed to wrap up knowing that he was still married, not knowing how that situation was going to work out and things like that. I do, he got skin in the game on this situation too, not just her alone. Both of these people were in the wrong. Both of these people need to stop the games. You know what I'm saying? She guarantee she probably knew he was married at the same time though too. Him trying to, baby have my baby and stuff like that. And you still married and shit like that, dude. You stupid too. The whole scenario here is crazy. All this is just foolish. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's protecting themselves. He's not wrapping up. She's not taking the pill. Nobody's doing anything that they're supposed to be doing as grown as adults. You're talking about 40-something years old. Here she is. I guarantee you the dude ain't 20, or 30. He a grown man just like she a grown woman. He probably in his 40s, close to 50, something like that too. This is ridiculous here. And this is highly irresponsible a part of these half a century ass people walking around here doing dumb shit.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You almost half a century. You almost half a century around here, and you still thinking stupid with your stinking thinking. This is crazy. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.